It's Monday Microdose, which means there's absolutely no information today on microdosing per se, but I got some pretty cool announcements for you. It's Dr. Dave. Welcome to Microdose U.
Enter the world of magic mushrooms with Microdose U.
Hey there, how are you? Welcome back. I really appreciate you being here, especially on a Microdose Monday, Monday Microdose. I should say, Monday Microdose, I think sounds a little better. Oh, yeah, that sounds better to me. Monday Microdose, which means got a little short episode for you today. Just some announcements, some things that are going on around here in Microdose U. The regular content is always on Wednesdays and Fridays. So check back and you're going to get some great stuff coming up this week. Absolutely 100% for sure. But the Monday Microdose is I've got two things to share with you. Number one, thank you all from the bottom of my heart for giving me so many new ratings and reviews for the show, especially Apple and Spotify. And now I know on Apple, you can give a rating and a review. On Spotify, I think it's only a rating. So you just click 5 stars. That's real easy. And on YouTube, well, it's kind of a free for all there. So just you make comments and stuff like that. But I want to say this. So when we first started this show quite some time ago, a few years back, the Apple ratings and reviews, especially the Apple ratings were like way ahead of Spotify. Like you guys, Apple guys were killing it. But then for some reason, Spotify started catching up. And I'm not really sure what the story is, but Spotify is actually gaining on Apple. So if you're listening on Spotify and you want to like eat out those Apple people, then I recommend just go in. It's so easy to do. It takes literally like 5 seconds to do. If you think it's a 5 star podcast, which you're listening to me, I hope you do. I really hope you do. Just go give it 5 stars and you're done. That's all you have to do. Now, if you're on Apple, give 5 stars. But if you have a few extra seconds or a minute or so, give it a little review or like a written review. It could be 1 line or 2 lines. That's totally fine too. But everything you do really, really helps the show. By helping the show, what I mean is we're able to get the word out to more people all over this planet because we want to help people that are just not feeling the way they should be feeling every single day. And I put everything I can into every episode to make sure that my nakama is getting better and better and feeling better, just living the life that you want to live every single day. Yes, not 3 times a week, every day. Every day, I want you to be feeling great. I want you to say that you're a 10. If somebody says, "How happy are you? How much joy do you have in life?" I want you to be able to say 10, not 9. I want you to really be able to say 10. But 9, we'll take 9 too. Nine's not bad at all. Um, and the next thing I wanted to share with you is the Patreon page. Now, some of you don't know what Patreon is, so let me just describe it for a second. So Patreon is a totally separate platform. It's Patreon, and on Patreon, it's an app. You can get it on Android or the iPhone, or you can actually get it on your laptop or computer by going to the web. It's very easy, patreon.com. But if you have an iPhone or a Droid, of course, you use the app. But what Patreon is, it's a separate platform. It's not Spotify. It's not Apple. It's not YouTube. It's an entirely a different platform where I'm able to give you extra stuff that we do so the way Patreon works is this is how you can give back to the show a little bit, because you can join as a premium member and it's only $12.50 a month. But what it does, it really helps the show. Every single thing I do for this show, it comes out of my own pocket, and I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm not going to stop. I mean, I love what I do. I absolutely love it. But even if you're watching me on YouTube right now, you see this microphone setup. It's a professional podcast setup. And yeah, and my laptop, which you can't see, my MacBook Pro, all this stuff costs money. And it's not inexpensive either, but I'm happy to pay out of my pocket. But many of you have asked, well, what can we do to help the show out? And Patreon is a great way to do it because it becomes a win-win. You go on Patreon, you find Microdose U. I'll give you the link. It's in the show notes all the time. and you just go into Microdose U and you click that you want to be a premium member, and it's $12.50 a month. And for that, I give you extra content that nobody else is privy to. Nobody. And not only that, if you're one of my premium Patreon nakama, you can ask me questions. I'll try to interact with you as much as possible. I can't do one-on-one consultations for free on Patreon. You can't. I'm not able to do that. But if you have an idea for a video, if you want to ask me a question or ask the group a question, then I'll try to help you as much as I can for the premium Patreon members. Now, you can join Patreon and not be a premium member and still see a little bit of my stuff, but it's very, very little. And I've got a whole bunch of you, a lot of you that maybe you didn't realize it, but you joined Patreon, you joined Microdose U on Patreon, but you didn't take it to the next step where you're actually a premium member. Now, maybe it was an accident, or maybe you felt you couldn't afford it or whatever. I'm not really sure, but I just want to share with you that in order to get the extra content, you really need to be a premium member, and that will be billed $12.50 per month by Patreon, by that platform. You can stop anytime you want. I hope you never stop. I really hope you never stop. And I'm trying to get more and more material on Patreon as the days and weeks go on. It was new when I first announced it a few months ago, but now we're really, got a lot of a lot of people on there. I'm trying my best to get many videos and some really cool extra content. So again, if you are so inclined, if you want to help the show, if you want some extra content, go ahead and join me on Patreon. Again, the link is in the show notes, and I will be forever indebted to you. I promise you, I'll be forever indebted. So those are my two announcements: ratings and reviews on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you might be listening or watching. That's cool too. Spotify people are killing it, and join me on Patreon as a premium Patreon nakama, and we will meet there. We'll just have a lot of fun. And there's always the free stuff I do too. So if money is really, really tight for you, I want you to be able to eat. I want you to be able to put food on the table for your family, or I don't want to take your last dime, but if you have a little bit of extra every month, Patreon is a great place to help us out. And look, people go to Starbucks a few times a month, and that's the same price, 12. You go there 2 or 3 times and get one of those like fancy drinks, and that's $12.50 right there already. So again, I've said enough. Those are the two things today. Thanks for bearing with me on this Monday microdose, and I'll see you back on Wednesday and Friday this week with some really great Microdose U content. Yep, Dr. Dave, love you. Talk to you soon.